what's up? Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem.
Bitcoin return from 2020 to now is 4 times higher than oil and gold. So, what are some good prices to get in to Bitcoin, the legendary Bitcoin?
Yeah, I want to give 3. So if it gets to 29, anywhere at 29,000 and some change, 34,210 is good. And if you're just chasing, like I would stop anywhere. I would stop at 36. I wouldn't go any higher than 36, even if you're looking to hold for a long period of time. But the returns on Bitcoin have been absolutely incredible, and especially with the institutional adoption, it's even going to go higher. But even with that, Bitcoin is the greatest case at scale. My whole premise of making 2 index plus trading is you can't tell me that every piece of technology that has been made on planet Earth has went to banks and hedge funds first, and the only thing we can get out of the market is 7 to 12%. Bitcoin was just like the first product that was acceptable amongst institutions and banks to say, okay, maybe we can get 30% in a year. But it's very key, especially for as volatile as Bitcoin is, to wait for these areas. So 29,000, 32,000, some change. And I would definitely stop at 36 maximum. I wouldn't touch any higher than that because you're probably going to draw down minimum 20% if you go 40 or higher. But hold this for the long term. I know most people are saying have 1% exposure, but if you look, and if we get to a point where we have 25% of the banks globally accept and adopt Bitcoin as the core product to get more gains, to offset inflation, you should probably bump your exposure up to 5%. If it dips underneath 20%, you should stay in that 1% range. If it goes to 50% adoption, you should probably put 15% of your available net worth into that asset class. Because the more banks we have and more institutions behind it, the more safe it would be deemed to be.
There you have it. Warren Buffett, he buys 600. We talked about him purchasing $600 million for Apple stock. So is it a safe investment going forward? I would assume yes.
Okay.
So what are 3 other safe havens to invest in outside of Apple?
I'm gonna give one that you gave on episode 70 that people keep sleeping on. Franklin Dynatech. I want you guys to go look at the drawdown of that. Episode 70 was a classic. Like it felt like what was like Nas' most slept on album. I feel like it don't matter. It was written.
It was written.
Yeah, episode 70 it was written. That Google, of course, Microsoft. I think one index that people are not looking at is the FTSE enough. Even though Europe's recession would be a lot more aggressive. It's more of a safe haven, if you will, because like it gives a predictable return and doesn't have all the volatility that we have. But it's really now in this era down to the core 4 or 5. Even if you look internationally, there aren't that many companies in, let's say, Mexico or Australia that you would put in that top 5 that if your life was on the line. But I would look internationally at the FTSE as a safe haven as well. So Google, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla. Tesla will be a dark horse, and I put it in Telegram earlier, but since Elon is getting financing, of course he would. Now he won't have to sell his shares in Tesla to protect that investment and prevents drawdown in that asset class or in that asset, of Tesla. So now he'll get financing for Twitter, be able to pay for that, keep all the shares, and be ruler of Skynet, heaven and earth, right? Tesla will be a dark horse, especially if they do another split.
So if you look at the largest American companies by market cap, you just named all of them, right? So number 1, Apple, number 2, Microsoft, 3, Google, 4, Amazon, and 5, Tesla. Number 6, Berkshire Hathaway. And so if we're talking about safe, like there's a reason they're safe. They're the largest companies in America.
Yeah.
And so that's the safest bet right now.
Those are the ones. Okay, so for those, if you're watching at home, like I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, okay, you remember when like Lonzo Ball went number 3, but he probably should have went 9th, right?
Nah. He could have been first.
Now Lonzo's tough.
He could have been number 1.
Who else was in that class?
Well, Jason Tatum probably should have. Looking back, he probably could have been number 1.
That's Google, Microsoft, Not as sexy of a story, but kudos to the Ball family. I'm not mad at the dad for getting this kid drafted the way he should. And had he not been with LeBron, he probably could have been off to a faster start, right? But Tesla, he played with LeBron 1 year, right? Oh no, am I wrong?
think they might have traded him to get him. Yeah, he's part of the package to get Anthony Davis.
Mike, cut that out. Don't clip that.
Yeah. But that's my guy. He on Chicago now, so that's my guy.
Yeah. He's doing good, but like Tesla's like Ja Morant. It's like horsepower just need a little bit of help, a little bit of direction. But boy, I think it's just down to the best companies in the world right now. Like whenever, I'm be real, like 2020 and 2021 were complete bullshit years. If you can't produce in these markets now, you have to throw your strategy away. Everybody can play when it was Balco and everybody was taking steroids. Everybody can play 2K when it's on rookie level. Madden, same thing. Now, when you go to the hardest level, then you can see if you can play. It's just, I'm begging you guys, invest in the top 5. When you see the biggest market cap companies in the world are weighted that way, that is the governments and the banks saying these are the ones that we're going to put our money in for safety, and all the others, they can die. They can die a slow, painful death. Don't leave. And this has worked traditionally since 1900. So when our parents were talking about IBM back in the day, IBM was the biggest market cap company at the time. And then they fell off to Microsoft. And then Microsoft fell, and then Apple took over. And then Microsoft came back. If you follow that market cap top 5, you'll be good. You'll be good.
Yeah, I think he played with LeBron for 1 year. His rookie year, I believe.
No. Kobe. Definitely was with Kobe.
With Kobe?
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball?
Somebody put in chat, who Lonzo? Lonzo played with somebody. I think
Lonzo Ball never played with
LeBron.
He came right after.
Never.
I think Kobe retired and Ball came.
He played with LeBron James.
Yeah, because he had natural PG.
Because that's what LeBron was trying to. His pops was going back and forth like LeBron. He don't need LeBron.
Put it in chat.
It was a whole thing.
He definitely got traded for Anthony Davis. That did happen.
Well, he was part of the trade for Anthony Davis, but he played with LeBron for 1 year.
You know the number 1 pick of that draft was?
Who?
Markelle Fultz.
Shout out to the king.
Damn. Fuck, the Monstars got him. That's
sports psychology is so key, man. And also too, the organization, the organization can play a big role in you not recovering fast enough. It's not like he did at Ben Simmons. He tried to come back. But a lot of times, like the organization will mismanage their players and not give them the resources they need to elevate to the next level. Sometimes that shit is intentional.
Yeah, that was spooky. Shout out to him. He's still playing in the league though, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into this conversation. From the looks of it on YouTube, it looks like he played with LeBron. He absolutely never played with Kobe.
I know I wasn't tripping that bad.
That's kind of borderline.
He retired.
That's borderline ridiculous.
No, he retired 2016.
Kobe?
He retired 2016.
But I'm just saying.
And he got drafted 2017. It's a summer difference.
I know Corey at home laughing right now. Yo, we have taken over the title for worst
because you're a Kobe fan. Like you're like
I'm a Bulls fan.
But you're a Kobe fan
of
also.
Course, I'm a Kobe
you
fan.
A Bulls fan? Oh yeah. You just said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's why I said Miles was my guy. He playing in Windy City.
Shout out
as a New Yorker though. That's big pause.
Nah. We Jamaican, man. So my pops rocked with Patrick Ewing because he's Jamaican.
Jumped on that Michael Jordan bandwagon.
That's not. But that's don't put me in that category. Nah.
You don't like the Bulls because of Michael Jordan?
Scottie Pippen's my favorite player of all time. Not Michael Jordan.
Scottie Pippen is your favorite player of all time.
Yeah. Okay. That's a fact.
That's mind-boggling.
Why? That's LeBron put him in his.
Mike clip that up. That's funny. That's a good one.
Shout out to
Pip was tough.
Yeah. If you look what LeBron just said, he said the people he modeled his game after, Magic Johnson and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, you can see that.
That's my favorite player.
You really can't see that. You really can't see that.
I said he said it.
You can't see the Magic part. No, LeBron is an elevated version of Magic.
He's Magic Johnson on steroids. I can see that. But Scottie Pippen, I don't see any similarities
point
at
forward.
all. Scottie Pippen?
Yeah, point forward.
LeBron he was. He was the first one. Scottie was point forward.
What are you talking about?
Scottie Pippen, bro. Like,
Hall of Famer, 6-time champion.
Don't y'all click off YouTube. I'm tired of saying that word.
Hall of Fame. What are you talking about? Point forward.
You comparing him to LeBron James?
I'd never compared. I'm telling you what LeBron said. Not
Anthony
me.
Mason was a point forward.
Stop.
Was
he
he
wasn't
not?
pimping though. Let's
He was
not
a
do
point.
that.
Anthony Mason was
Let's
a point
not.
forward.
Come
Rest in
on.
peace. You wow. Rest in peace.
He
to
was.
Anthony
I'm
Mason.
just saying, just because he's a point forward doesn't mean.
I'm telling you
What
what
does that
Big
mean?
one that did that to Pippen, keeping it 1,000. Next subject.
That's like saying Jack Harlow's a white rapper. Is he Eminem?
Who's saying? Well, you're saying these things. Nobody else.
Well,
is
I'm
saying
just saying, just because he's a point forward doesn't mean he's comparable. to
These are
LeBron.
what the conversation.
What I'm saying is that I didn't say it. LeBron said it, not me.
LeBron's.
I don't understand.
He's a diplomat, man. He just says things.
He could have said any player.
politics.
He could have said Anthony Mason. He didn't.
These are what the conversations like after the show.
Right? He could have said Grant Hill. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He said Scottie Pippen.
I mean,
Grant
people
was
say,
a
people
beast.
say a lot of things.
Grant was a beast. Hall of Famer as well.
Yeah.
Who?
Grant Hill. Hall of Fame.
And Penny Hardaway. Let's not do that.
Penny probably not gonna make it. Penny. I think that was the third guy he named. To be honest with you.
When you say beast, can you define that?
Well, Grant Hill. We'll do it at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm just.
We can shut the whole show down.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm just.
What?
Yeah, we do it at the end. We do it at the end. Why are you gonna do that to Grant Hill?
No, shout out to Grant Hill. I
All
mean,
right.
I'm just. All right.
This is how you guys sound when you're asking, should you buy this stock over Apple? See, right? So, great. Rivian is Tony Kukoc, right?
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Right? Scottie Pippen. Love you, Pip.
Hall of Famer.
Don't play Spotify this week. Love you, dog. Pip may be like IBM or no. Let's like give me a tech company that's like not top 2.
Intel.
Yeah, like Intel. Scottie Pippen will be Intel. Michael Jordan, of course, will be Microsoft Apple. So to tie it all in. We just ruined a whole bunch of relationships. I'm so sorry.
No. We do this all the time.
This that Red Panda Anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. Whole clip going up. I know they can't stand it.